What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today when I talk to you about Lucid, I want to go over some of the data points, what came out associated to the company itself, and go over everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So Lucid absolutely kicked ass today, definitely showing some signs of it being alive, up 3.38%, 11.06 the high, 10.55 the low, and around 6.3 million shares being traded. But for those of you that follow my channel, I like to break it down where volume does come from. Most of the time, Lucid's volume comes from algorithmic trading, but today we did see a little bit different of a touch. We had a lot of institutions buying. So these are all the transactions that did occur on the secondary market. So institutions were buying up Lucid like crazy. There was two sells, one for 600,000, the other one for 135, but you had a lot of buys, even especially after hours. So 6.7 million, 2.2 million. So a lot of big money getting in, which is rather comical if you think about it, because Lucid did put out news, and that was this right here. So Lucid announced its upcoming Investor Day slated for March the 12th. It is a private event, so you need an actual invitation to go there, but they're going to be webcasting it. I reached out to Nick just to see if I can somehow get an invitation to go, pay my own way to go there, just live stream it. Even though, again, they're webcasting it, it'd be cool to kind of see behind the scenes type of video, but nonetheless, what's rather comical is institutions buying this news when this news was already kind of at our fingertips almost a week ago. I even did a video saying that Cantor Fitzgerald unofficially announces the Investor Day for March the 12th, because Cantor Fitzgerald behind the scenes has supposedly been speaking to the PIF quite frequently, as well as Lucid. So again, this information was kind of already at our fingertips, but nonetheless, Lucid kind of confirming it was the icing on the cake. There's a lot of things that they do mention right here, so it looks like it's going to be a pretty big event. So they're going to be talking about long-term growth roadmap, and if you think about it, aside from the mid-size for 2026, so for those of you that kind of have been investing in Lucid for a while, way back in 2021, we kind of had a roadmap. We knew that it was going to be air, gravity, then a mysterious vehicle. We didn't know the mid-size at that stage, but now if they provide us with a updated long-term growth roadmap, they are going to be potentially talking on future plans outside of mid-size. So this is going to be a event that you do not want to miss, and most likely leading up to this date, you're going to have a certain level of FOMO. Of course, this is going to be after their earnings, so hopefully their earnings come in line with expectations, but this was a huge catalyst. And again, last time Lucid had a big event was under Peter, and that was the Tech Day. I think it was September 2024, if I remember correctly, but that caused a lot of new analyst ratings. Analysts loved that. So I feel like Lucid is trying to get that same type of vibe. And again, that could result in some new analyst ratings. So let me know your general thoughts on this in the comments below. Aside from that though, the broader market was reacting to a lot of things, a lot of geopolitical things. So South Korea getting hit with more tariffs, Canada kind of snapping back. We did have some kind of mixed data today. Tomorrow's going to be a very big day for the broader market, of course, because we have the Fed interest rate decision. It's fair to assume that we're not going to get a cut, but what Powell says afterwards, that's going to really change and shake at the broader market. So definitely big things could be coming, of course, if he alludes to a March cut. Shorts did feel the pain, and they returned 1.4 million shares. So finally breaking off of that all-time high short interest. 34.19% of the free floats being shorted, works to be 44.5 million shares overall being shorted. DTC sitting at 5.5 days, finally starting to inch a little bit lower, but still at 5, that is signaling that shorts are very overextended. So something, again, just to kind of keep in mind. Aside from that, looking at the options, we did see 568,000 in calls, 479,000 in puts. So this one was a little bit abnormal information because most of it, 58% in fact, was bearish. So this kind of paints a different picture behind the scenes, and plus a lot of lower volume in comparison to the common stock. So this one kind of odd, but from a bull standpoint, you see a consensus for it to be roughly 11.50 to 12 by the end of this Friday. Bears are anticipating for it to be sub kind of 1050. So definitely there is where we landed is kind of could go either way. A lot of transactions, like I pointed out, on the secondary market. On the dark pool, we did see this kind of quiet, and that's just because shorts didn't really do like anything crazy. They did return, I think it's at 1.4 million, but even looking here, they kind of increased a little bit first thing they returned, but nothing like significant, no 10 plus million shares. So a lot of these transactions that did occur on the dark pool were linked to them. With it closing exactly at $11, it was able to fight and get above this pivot point. So 1091 is going to be a key support. You really want to watch for Lucid to hold tomorrow. And so I think over the next couple of trading days as well, a lot of big companies are going to be unveiling their earnings. Tomorrow we have Tesla after hours, so that could again shake up the kind of EV sector for the most part. Aside from all of that fun stuff, getting right to the actual chart, even though we did have a fairly nice day, still below the 50-day moving average. Luckily enough, it did fight and get above that 10, so at least that's kind of a good thing. But over the next couple of trading days, assuming like the Fed meeting goes according to plan and everything else, and let's say we don't have a shutdown, then yeah, realistically we could be seeing that 50-day moving average. But still, I feel like shorts are kind of waiting. Shorts, I think the problem with Lucid is that for as long as I've been covering them, shorts kind of found a infinite money glitch. So they're very used to Lucid. For those of you that are familiar with a certain stock, let's say you grow to like a stock and you constantly trade it. Well, as soon as it breaks out of that trend, you're more likely to double down. So for instance, let's say Apple, if it goes back down to $100, I'm sure a lot of people would throw everything they had at it. That is what probably shorts will do if Lucid does get above that 50-day moving average. That might be a bad example, but hopefully you guys get my idea on that. But nonetheless, that's going to be pretty much a big deal for Lucid, and historically usually results in like a 30% swing. Aside from that though, stochastic RSI, you have a nice kind of inversion there, and it is at 76, so a little bit on the overbought side. Nothing wrong with that though. A lot of stocks can kind of stay overbought for extended periods as they correct, but I feel like Lucid might get tossed around a little bit due to the data, but still today's news was on point, and it really did signal that alongside that most recent AMP2 update was exactly what the market wanted to see. So let me know your thoughts. Were you kind of FOMOing in? Did you buy today? Did you take advantage? Did you sell? What did you do with Lucid? One final thing, if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, pop over to my Patreon and put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades, worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.